This evening, I'm going to be doing a really super relaxing class, a bit of super stretching as well to just really ease out all of the muscles. Going to work into the hips and really just release any tension around there because we do hold lots and lots of tension around the lower body. As I always say, you can do as much or as little as you like, but this will be a very gentle class. So we're not pushing ourselves to any kind of sweating or shaking. That's definitely not what this is about. So you want to just get to a nice level where you're feeling released and relaxed. If anything's too challenging, just back right off. We are going to be doing a bit of pigeon, and I do know a couple of you do struggle with pigeon and it's just not comfortable. So I will give the alternative to just flip into a figure four posture. So I'll give you that option there. When I say flip, don't sort of expect you to just jump into your figure fours. But if you want to take that option, that's no problem. But to start with, we're going to be seated. So we get nice and comfy. Get on a cushion or a block. I'm going to grab my pudding block. And if it's comfortable to come into cross-legged, then do. But if not, you can kneel or simply just have legs out in front. Do have your blankets on you if you want to start with. Just get a little bit warm, get a bit cozy. And we're going to find a nice long spine, crown of the head gently pulling up, feeling quite lifted and open. But let's really relax the shoulders and the face. So I want you to close your eyes and just arrive onto the mat. Just letting the breath flow in whatever rhythm it needs to. Maybe just taking a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. With each exhale, just letting go of the day, whether it's been positive or challenging. Each exhale, shoulders relaxing, face relaxing. And then just see if you can find a nice cadence of breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling that gentle lift of the chest and the belly as you inhale. And as you exhale, letting everything go. And the mind might be chattering away, and that's fine. Just acknowledge each thought. And see if you can let it go. See if you just park it off the yoga mat. It doesn't need your attention right now. Just feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. And keeping the eyes softly closed and that little rhythm of breath going. Then take the fingertips to the floor. Relax shoulders still. And we're not working with sort of strong arms like we sometimes do. Wrists are soft, fingers are soft. On an inhale, we're going to lift the arms up. Bring the palms together above the head. As you exhale, take them down the center line to the heart. We're going to inhale, take it all the way up. And then exhale, float it all the way back down. Take it through. Inhale, taking it up. Exhale, bringing hands down to heart. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Let's take it a few more rounds. Using the breath to lift up as we inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, Anja Mudra. Inhale, taking it up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, taking it up. Exhale, hands coming to heart. Lovely. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands down. Taking it through one more time with your own breath. So just let your breath lead you. Taking it through. And then as you come to the end, just touching the fingertips to the floor. Keeping the eyes closed. Feeling the floor beneath you, feeling grounded, present. Just exactly where you need to be. And in this practice, I like to take an intention. So great for a Sunday evening. We call this a Sankalpa in yoga. So you set an intention for your practice and possibly for the week ahead. This could be to be calm, accepting, positive. It could be any intention that you want. And I want you to just repeat it in your head a couple of times over. It could be as simple as, I will not be angry this week. Or I will be more present this week. Or for your practice, it might just be, I'm going to be gentle, or I'm going to be accepting of what I can do. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lovely. Give the wrists a little wiggle. Blink open the eyes, wiggle the fingers. Take the legs out in front, rotate the ankles. Just get the blood moving to the wrists, the ankles, the feet, the fingers. And then we're going to come over onto hands and knees. We're coming into our tabletop position. Now, as always, on a Sunday night practice, do feel free to make this as comfortable as you need to make it. So if you need to fold your mat over to pad your wrists, or use a blanket under the knees, do anything that just takes any kind of pressure off. And then find your tabletop. So hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And just find your gaze on the floor, so you've got a lovely long neck. We're going to take it through some gentle cat-cow tilts. So inhaling, just lifting the head, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lifting it through, gently pulling shoulder blades together. Exhale, rounding. And then see if you can just follow your breath. Maybe close the eyes if that feels comfortable. Move with your breath. So inhale, lifting, exhale, rounding. And then see if you can get in a bit of extra movement. So maybe sliding from side to side with the body, moving the head. If you want to round the back and let the bottom come down, so you've got a little stretch in the back going. See what feels good. You might discover there's little pockets of tension, little pops and cracks. That's okay. We're just getting into them, warming them up. And then when you're ready, we're going to settle back into tabletop. If you do need to come back and just give the wrists a little shake, then do. And then find your tabletop. Spread the fingers into the floor and really connect each fingertip with the ground. So we've got a lovely base. Make sure the elbows haven't locked out. There's that little bounce in the elbows. And then we're just going to be aware of the tummy muscles. So you're pulling in the Mula Bandha just very gently, not sort of as strong as we might do with a vinyasa class. But just finding that strength. We're going to take the right leg back. Just pulling the heel behind us, stretching into that right leg. And then I want us to put a little bit of movement into this right hip. So we're going to bend the right knee, bring the leg off the floor. So you might be a couple of inches off the floor, you might have sort of the knee quite high up. Or we're going to take some circles. And they can be as big or as little as you want. So the whole of the body is staying nice and stable. You might have the knee pointing down, so you can just have little circles. You might find that actually you really want to make some space and move this leg all the way around. Entirely up to you. Take it around to the other direction. Rolling it, feeling that hip getting nice and warmed up. Fabulous. When you're ready, we're going to bring it to stillness and then bring that right leg all the way forward, step it in to a lunge position. So we're in low lunge, so back leg is connected to the floor. Front knee is bent and that knee is directly over the ankle. I want you to melt the hips forwards and down. Might be nice just to take a sort of little wiggle from side to side. Feel into that right hip and also the opening in that left hip can feel really nice. Planting that front foot down, we're gently going to peel up and take the hands to the thighs so we've lifted the body. Coming into sort of a little half crescent moon posture here. And take the arms down by the sides. And then I like to start rolling the shoulders up and back. Again, as little or as big as you want. So you might feel quite tense, you just want to keep it small. You might really want to move it. Almost imagine so the arms are wings and we're taking them back. Working into the body as much or as little as you want to. Might feel, actually, I just want to go for it and take the arms up and over, all the way. Letting out a little yawn, maybe. See how you feel. Fabulous. Bring it down to a little movement once again. And then bring the hands to the heart. Lovely. And take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, twisting to the right and just relaxing down that left elbow onto the right knee. So you're twisting towards the thumb. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Take the twist as deep as you want to go. Remember, just listening to your body. Fabulous. Let's inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Lovely. You don't want to walk the hands just a little bit backwards and then start to take the bottom backwards and straighten into that front leg. So we're coming into our split press, Hamanasana. Lovely. We're going to make this dynamic to start with. So I want you to inhale, bend the knee, take the body forward. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, take it back. Moving through, just a few more. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Lovely. Couple more. And then you're going to settle into your splits prep. So you're sending the bottom backwards. Gently flexing this front foot. And then you want to melt the body forward and down. So imagining that you could connect the nose with the toe. And just taking a few micro movements. So as you inhale, you might feel the back will lengthen a little. And as you exhale, you fold. Teeny tiny little movements that eventually get you that extra bit of flexibility, that extra bit of space. Wonderful. Let the head go heavy. Let yourself just really relax over that front leg. And then inhaling, let's take it forward, bend into that front knee. And then we're going to step the foot back, come back into your tabletop. Taking just a few cat tilts here. So inhaling, lifting the head and the chest, point the bottom. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, rounding. Lovely. Coming back to tabletop. We're going to take that onto the opposite side. So we'll just start with taking the left leg back. Giving a little stretch, so send that heel backwards. Feeling the hamstring and the calf muscle, just have that nice stretch. Then you're going to bend the knee so the leg is lifted off the ground. And let's take some little hip rotations. So again, they can be little, they can be really big. Entirely up to you. This is great for really just getting the juices flowing around the hip joint. Take it in the opposite direction. Slow it down. Take your time. Enjoy it. Keep the breath nice and steady. Lovely. When you're ready, bring it to stillness and then sweep it forward. Come into your lunge. So do shuffle around if you need to, just to get that knee directly over the ankle. Spreading the toes into the floor. Melting the hips forward. So really get that forward and down action in the hips. Really breathing into it. As you exhale, just let the hips go. And then peeling yourself up. Hands to the thigh. Find that nice tall body. And we're going to bring the arms to the sides and just starting small. Let's take those little rotations. So up and back. Up and back. Making it bigger if and when you want to. Maybe bringing the arms in a little. If you do feel like you really just want a nice big stretch, up and back. See how that feels. And then slowly just making it smaller once again until you can just take the shoulders back and down, shining the heart forward. Bring the palms together at the heart. Take a long, luscious in-breath. And as you exhale, twisting to the left. So you're connecting that right elbow down to the left knee. Twisting gently in. Lovely. Soft face, soft eyes. Feel free to close the eyes at any point. Just get into the posture. Lovely. Inhale, let's bring it back to center. Exhale, hands to the ground. You're going to walk the hands back just a little as you then take the bottom back. Straighten that front leg, flex the toes towards you. And let's inhale, bend it forward. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Lovely. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more. Let's take it forward. And then back. Lovely. So we're just folding over this front leg. So you might be quite lifted to start with. Relax the breath. Allow the nervous system to relax. So as you breathe slower and deeper, your parasympathetic nervous system just gives in. It makes you feel safe, happy, and the muscles will relax and lengthen. As you inhale, feel that spine lengthen. As you exhale, fold it down. Let the head go heavy. Relaxing the neck. Lovely. On your next inhale, let's bend the knee, take it forward. And then we're going to step it back into your tabletop. Just a few cat tilts. So let's inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round. Lovely. Bring it to tabletop for a moment. And then keeping these tummy muscles and mullah banded nice and active, we're going to start to lift ourselves up and come up onto the knees. Now we're going to go into the gate pose, so you need to be able to just take the legs, or one of the legs at a time, out wide. So you might want to turn yourself around depending on where you are. So from the knees, we're going to start with just having the knees stacked under the hips, and making sure that in this position it's quite easy to just sort of sit bottom back, shoulders down. We're lifting up, shoulders back, chest forward, tummy in. And then we're going to take the right leg out and take the foot in line with the knee, toes pointing forward. There's a little bend in this extended leg, just so we're not locking out that knee joint. And we're going to come into gate pose. So keep gently pushing the hips forward, so you've got a nice open body. We're going to inhale, left arm up. And as you exhale, you're going to slide down that right leg. So you've got a nice stretch in the side of the body. Going as far as you want to go. If you find yourself rounding forward, see if you can roll this top shoulder backwards, as if you were leaning on a wall behind you. Letting the head maybe go a little heavy. If this top arm really bothers you, you feel free to just bring it down. We're more working on the side of the body. Lovely. Inhale, let's gently lift it all the way up. We're going to take this left hand down to the floor, so just take your time, spread the fingers, keep pushing the hips forward, so the temptation here is for the bottom to start going backwards. Keep it pushing, and then let's take this right arm all the way over, sending the hand in one direction as that foot goes in the other. Lovely long side stretch. Big long breaths here. Use that space in the ribs and the chest. You can play with letting the head go heavy. That might not feel great if you've got too much tension in the neck, so you just see what feels good. And then to come out of this, we're just going to start to lean ourselves forward, take the right hand to the floor, walk the hands forward, and then lift up nice and safely. Lovely. Bring yourself back into centre. And then we'll take that onto the other side. The left leg comes out, stacking the hips over that knee. Little bend in that extended leg. Let's inhale, right arm up this time. And exhale, relax it down to the left. Lovely. Nice open ribs, open belly. Rolling that top shoulder back. Let the head go heavy. Fabulous. Let's inhale, peel it all the way up to the top. Take the right hand down to the ground. To keep this left shoulder rolling backwards, so you've got that nice sort of open body all in one long line. And then we're taking the left arm up and over. Fabulous. And again, you can let the head go heavy if that feels nice. Keep sending the arm away as the foot pushes into the floor. Lovely. Exhale. Let's bring that left hand down to the floor. Walking it forward. Lifting yourself up. And then bring the knees in. Come down to a kneeling position. If you don't want to stay kneeling, feel free to come to sitting down. If you want to pop a cushion between the heels and the bum, that can just take any pressure off. So find a nice tall body wherever you are. So we're going to come into cow face posture. So like I said, if you do like to use a belt on this, then you can do, or anything that's similar to a belt. So we're going to take the right arm gently up and then bend the elbow. So hand is just coming down the back. It can feel nice just to give the arm a little nudge. And we're seeing if we can point the elbow to the sky. Always feel free to stay here. There's a nice opener for the arms. If we're moving on to Goma Konasana, cow face, we're taking the left hand all the way around the back, bending the elbow to see if we can take the hands to touch. So it might be all sorts of different shapes. You might be sort of here, or if you can take the fingertips together and hold the hands. If you've got really lovely open stress-free shoulders, you might be able to take the hands to the wrists. Wherever you are, chin is parallel with the floor. And just be mindful that we're not clenching the jaw. The face is soft. I just invite you to close the eyes here. Shoulders can be full of tension, full of the weight of the world. So it can be nice to close the eyes and just zone in. It can feel uncomfortable. But just moving through that discomfort. That's where we can find the change. Few more breaths. And then very softly releasing, and take your time. Let the arms come down slowly. And then move however feels right for you. You just need to take a few shoulder rolls, bend the elbows, and then coming back to center. We'll take it on the other side. Now just remembering that both sides can feel really different. So we're going to take the left arm up, bend the elbow. Again, give it that little nudge if it needs it. Find that nice straight up position. When we're ready, we're going to sweep the right arm back and around, bending up. Bringing the hands towards each other, not worrying if they clasp. In yoga, it's not the destination, it's the journey. Very cheesy, but true. Again, close the eyes, see what comes up here. Might be looser on this side, might not be as challenging. Soften the face, soften the forehead. Lovely, and then when you're ready, let's release nice and slowly. Roll the shoulders, moving however need to move. Lovely. And then we're going to come back to our all fours. We're going to move into a pigeon posture, unless you know that you don't like pigeon. If you know pigeon doesn't work for you, and you will know who you are, you're going to come onto the sitting bones. And as I move us through pigeon, you're going to move through figure four by bringing your ankle to your thigh. I will also demonstrate it when we're in. So if pigeon doesn't suit you, if you're really, really struggling, then you can come into figure four as well. But to start with, we're coming to hands and knees. We're going to just slide into it. So I want you to start with your right knee. We're going to slide that up to your right wrist. Then once you're there, you're going to start to see if you can move your foot towards your left wrist. So you're in sort of that position. Knee and foot coming to both wrists. Now, some of you might be able to get your leg completely parallel with the front of your mat. Some of you may not. Some will all be sort of completely different from each other. So we're in our pigeon posture. This is half pigeon with the body nicely lifted. Wanting to try and keep the hips even. So if you think you're leaning over to one side, if one hip is lifted, can you bring them in line with each other? And then if you can fold it forwards, maybe coming to the forearms, or maybe lowering all the way to the floor. You're wanting to be able to feel this in that right hip, in the glute. You might feel some opening in the front of the left hip. If you want to stay lifted, feel free. It's entirely up to you. Our figure four option, if pigeon really doesn't suit you, is to come to a reclined position and take the right foot onto the left thigh. And this is doing a very similar action of opening the hips, but in a much gentler way on the knee and the ankle. So if you do have knee issues, this is a lovely version. So you choose if you need to move into that. If you're staying in pigeon, we're relaxing into it. Imagine that the center of the pelvis is being pulled to the ground. And whichever version we're in, we're relaxed. We soften the face and we soften the breath. Lovely. Just finding stillness, resisting the urge to shuffle and to move. And just relaxing and letting go of anything that needs to be released. On your next inhale, let's start to peel the body up. Walk the hands towards the knee and the foot again. Lift it back up into your half pigeon. We're going to pause here for a few moments. If you wanted to move into mermaid posture or a variation, you can bend up the left knee. You might take the left hand to the left foot. gently pulling the foot towards the glute. This can feel, I say nice, intense, especially if you run or you do a lot of walking. You might find that you can lift that right hand up and take it behind the head. Wherever you can take it, just a couple more breaths. And then if you've lifted that foot very gently, bring it back down. And then we're going to slide back. So if you're in figure 4, we're going to swap over now. Maybe just taking a nice little swing from side to side just before we move in. And then we're going to take the left knee forward. So you're going to slide that left knee to the left wrist. Then moving the left foot towards the right wrist. Seeing where it comes. Flatten out those hips. So if you've leaned over to the left, bring it back in line. Get that center of the pelvis pulling down to the ground. And then see where you want to go on this side. It might not be the same. You might just release a little to start with. Maybe going all the way down to the floor. It's entirely up to you. Come into the forearms, let the head go heavy. You might sort of come up and down a few times before you find the right place for you to be. And then see if you can find your stillness wherever you are. If you're in the figure 4, can you relax your shoulders a little more? Relax the face. Keeping the breath steady. In through the nose and out through the nose. And on your next inhale, starting to peel the body up. Coming back to your half pigeon. And then have a little play on this side. So if you want to stay here, then you can. If you want to bend that right leg up and take the right hand back. Just remember as you're gently pulling that foot in, if there's any twinging on the knee, then just back right up. When you're ready, letting it go nice and gently down to the floor. And then let's slide it back. Come back into your tabletop. Let's take some circles with the hips. Taking it round in the other direction, just loosening everything up. And then come back just very briefly to sit. And then we're going to slide onto the bottom, take the legs out long in front. So do feel free to have a little drink here or just take a moment to sit, just to feel what's going on in the hips. And then find your tall body once again. If you do struggle to sit tall with the legs out in front, you can pop yourself on a block or even a cushion, and it just allows a little lift, takes the pressure off the lower back. And then we're going to take the right leg and just bend it up. And then let the knee fall out towards the floor. It might be sort of halfway up, it might be down on the ground. It really depends on your legs. If it's just a little way off the floor and you want something to release onto, again, a cushion or a block can feel nice under that knee. Pointing the body over that front leg, we're very gently going to inhale the arms up. Nice bent elbows, soft arms. And exhale, fold over the leg. And not worrying where the hands come to, so might be thigh, shin. If they come to the foot, then maybe just giving the toes a little rub while you're there. Rubbing the foot. Let the head go heavy as you fold the body over the leg. Allowing yourself to just release to gravity. And again, feeling those little micro movements. So you might find that as you breathe in, you could lengthen the spine. As you exhale, you can fold. Even if we're up high, inhaling, exhaling, little mini movements. Fabulous. On an inhale, let's roll it up. Come to sitting. You're going to take the left hand over to the right knee and see if you can just have a little twist round. Looking over that back shoulder. Really wringing out the spine. Imagining that we're wringing out a wet rag and stress just drips away like water. And then softly unwind. Let's take that onto the other side. Just swapping over the legs. So left leg goes long. So left leg goes long, right leg goes long, left leg bends. Finding that tall body, pointing it over the leg. Inhale, just floating the arms up. As you exhale, pulling forward and down. Again, not worrying if you're sort of halfway up. Just bring the hands to the floor. If the hands do come to the foot, just resist the urge to pull. Pulling, it can feel nice, but it's not going to get you any more flexible. It's not going to release the body as much. Just allow gravity to do its thing. Allow the head to be heavy. Breathing into it. Inhale, lengthens. Exhale, relaxes. Lovely. Few more breaths there. And inhaling, rolling up the spine. This time, right hand comes to the left knee as you spin yourself around to look over that left shoulder. Nice big twist. As you exhale, can you just twist a little deeper? Fabulous. Bringing yourself back into centre. You're going to take both legs out now, and you're going to take them nice and wide, so as wide as feels comfortable. And again, you can be sat on a block for this if you need just a little bit of release. Knees are slightly bent, so we're not pushing them down to the ground, particularly if you do hyperextend the knees. Try to be very mindful that we're not pushing the backs of the knees to the floor. Finding our long, tall spine. I'm going to take the fingertips to the floor. Take a lovely long inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to walk the hands forward, and you're really just going to take your time. You might just take a couple of inches and that's it. That's where we want to be. Body's not going any further. You might be able to come a little further. Maybe come into the forearms on the floor. You might find actually if you put a block in front of you or a book or cushion, you could put the forearms down here. Seeing if we can just find a nice long back. So wherever we are, even if we're still sitting quite tall, long spine, folding with that long back. If we're rounding, if the head is coming down, maybe we've gone a little far. Shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. Just gaze out in front. Close the eyes if you like to. You might find after a few breaths that you can go a little further into the fold. If not, that's fine. It's little by little. Let the head go heavy for the last few breaths. And then let's inhale, rolling all the way up to sitting. Bring the legs to a cross-legged position. Sitting lovely and tall, bring in the block in again if you need to. Take the blanket round you, or a jumper, or anything that just keeps you nice and warm. We're going to move to the ground in a minute. Before that, we're just going to come back to the breath. Keep that warmth in. We're going to take the palms of the hands and point them up to the sky, resting the backs of the hands on the knees. Soften the face, soften the gaze, and close the eyes if it's comfortable, or if not, just simply gaze at a point on the floor. Just find the rhythm of the breath. No control, no judgment. Just find the rhythm. And then we're going to inhale, touch the thumb and the first finger together. And then as you exhale, release them. As you inhale, take the thumb and the middle finger together. Exhale and release. Inhale, take the thumb to the ring finger. On the exhale, you release. Inhale, thumb to little finger. Exhale, release. Let's take it through again. Inhale, thumb to first finger. Exhale, release. Inhale, thumb to middle finger. Exhale, release. Inhale, thumb to ring finger. Exhale, release. Inhale, thumb to little finger. Exhale, release. Inhale, thumb to first finger. Exhale, release. Inhale, thumb to middle finger. Exhale, release. Inhale, thumb to ring finger. Exhale, release. Inhale, thumb to little finger. Exhale, release. Take it through one more time, your breath. When you finish the round, just allow the breath to stay natural. Let the fingertips relax, let the palm relax. And then slowly make your way to reclining down onto the ground. Taking it gently, you can pop a block under the head. You can bend the knees, you can have the body out long. Do what feels right for you. If you wanted to stay sitting, then you are always welcome. Find Shavasana. Find where it needs to be for you. Release the head onto the floor. Allow it to feel heavy on the ground. Allow the arms and the legs to relax. Even if you're sitting, just let everything soften. If you're lying down, take up some space on the floor. Take the arms out, take the legs out. Gently close the eyes and allow the breath to simply come in and out in its own natural rhythm. No control, no judgment. As you find the breath just washing up the body and down the body, like waves on the beach. Allow that inhale to just wash in some new energy for the week ahead. And allow the exhale to wash away anything that has served its purpose, anything that no longer serves you. And remember your intention from the very beginning of the class, what you wanted to bring into your practice or to your week ahead, and just repeat it over to yourself a few more times. And then allow the words just to dissolve. Notice the fingertips of each hand. Be aware of the fingers and the palms. Notice your arms, where they touch your clothes and the floor. Become aware of your chest and how it gently lifts and lowers with each breath. Be aware of the belly, of the back. Notice the legs heavy on the ground. Down through the ankles and the feet. Be aware of each toe on both feet. Be aware of the head heavy on the ground. Of the jaw, of the eyes. Of the tongue in the mouth. And the eyes behind the eyelids. Become totally aware of every inch of your body. Be completely present to where you are. Come back to the breath. Let go of the way you thought life would unfold. The holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all the quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nevertheless. Let go and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores, beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find the place of rest and peace and certain transformation. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a big stretch. Stretch the arms, the legs. Begin to take any movement that serves you right now. Bend the elbows, the knees. If you're still reclined down, just finding your way rolling over to one side and gently pushing yourself back up to a seated position. Come to whatever position seated works for you, but bring the hands to the heart. Nod the head down, just allowing mind to give way to the body. Close the eyes for a moment and send thanks to your body for moving and for you for turning up tonight. Thank yourself for your practice. Namaste.